So, Chief, like we are saying that in your position as a member of the last administration that organized the election that was cancelled at the last minute, and as the chairman of UGA in Lagos at that time, very significant position also, and today you are the chairman of the electoral committee charged with organizing these new elections. So you are really in a position to know. And like I was saying, since the incident of the cancelling of that election, there has been no official statement. There was no official statement from your administration and things. So this is actually the first time Umueri is having the opportunity to hear from somebody who was in a position to know. So I want you to tell us, you have mentioned it, but I want you to speak now with that idea that, yes, about what happened.
If you say there's no official statement, you are getting it wrong. Because during the regime, that is the past caretaker committee,
yes,
which I'm a member then, there was no official statement.
After the cancelling of the election.
Of that election.
Okay.
The then PG,
Yes.
Chief Sunday Wando, called all the people, both youths and all the elders of the community.
Yes.
They came to the civic center. They were all addressed.
Yes.
And he gave them reasons why the government said that this election should be shifted. It was in a black and white paper.
Okay.
It wasn't anybody's making. So the issue was addressed. You understand?
Yes.
If you can remember, the pronouncement was made why the election was shifted.
Yes.
And even when the new caretaker came in, they still wrote the government about their intention to conduct the election, which they gave it to follow, which now resulted to this particular preparation for another election.
Hey, Chief, I want you to make a pronouncement.
Yeah.
Leveraging on the authority you have now and the person of respect that I want us to lay the ghost of that election, finally, close the chapter with a pronouncement from you. Are you going to give us that assurance that what happened that time was an accident of history, had no internal hand and things like that?
Anyway, it depends on what you meant by that. But as far as I'm concerned.
Now, what I'm saying is that what you tell Umueri now, Umueri that are listening about this, closes that matter. Closes that matter once and for all. Speaking from what you knew before, what you are now, that this, my people, this is what happened, this is the position.
Just like I told you, what happened wasn't the making of any Umueri man.
Chief, I want you to look at the camera. I want you to look at the Umueri as you make this statement, not to me, but to them.
What happened previously wasn't the making of any Umueri indigene. It was making of the government. The shifting of the election was done by the government. And this time around, the government has lifted the ban. And we have started another preparation for another election. And based on the assurance the government gave us, this election must be held. Just like about last week, through the administrative body, the Umueri General Assembly, which you know that is the administrative body that constituted this committee. They have followed the process of this election by writing them, notifying them about this coming up election. Within a short period, you will see during the time of the election, you will see observers from the government. They'll be here because we have to notify all of them. So I'm assuring everybody that this election will be held. And most thankfully, I must commend all Umueri person or Umueri people for their patience. Because a lot of people might be thinking the election was cancelled by this B, it was cancelled by B. No. I'm involved. That is why I can tell you authoritatively that it was done by the government. And this time around, with the help of the government, the election must be held.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen. Chief, you know, I was involved also.
Yes. Yes.
So I am
You
joining
were.
your voice.
Exactly.
I am joining.
Yes.
This matter has caused, I lost some friends
Exactly.
over this matter, as I insisted that as someone that was involved, I could say, but that's why I know. So I am joining your voice with this and say, it had nothing to do with anybody around here. It was an accident of history, regrettable, and by God's grace, we are going to break through this time. So, Chief, there are one or two things that we want to just look at before we will let go this time. Like I said, you were in the last administration that organized that election. So